Hey everybody, it's Mr. Marshall at Stony Lane again. Last time we were together, we talked about different ways that we can use writing to keep all our ideas straight when we're reading nonfiction, right? And we learned about two different ways to use writing to help us. So we learned about creating a word box. We learned about sketch, label, write. Well, so today we're going to learn about two more ways that we can use writing to keep our ideas straight in nonfiction reading. Are you ready? Here we go. So the first one is that if you're reading and you're reading about something that is something that happens in order, like first one thing happens, then another thing happens, then another thing happens, then you might want to use something called a timeline. So let's add that to our chart. So if we're doing something about steps, you might use something called a timeline. Okay, let me show you how that works. So back to our book. This is a book that is insect bodies. And so let's take a look at something that happens in order. Ready? Here we go. So this part is called Big Changes. It talks about how a ladybug grows up, right? So it says a ladybug is an insect that goes through complete metamorphosis. That means that its body changes. Look at the pictures on this page to see how its body changes completely before it becomes an adult insect. So it starts here. A female ladybug lays her eggs in a safe place. Then a larva, that's a baby insect, a larva hatches from each egg. The larva's body looks very different from the body of an adult ladybug. The larva eats and grows bigger each day. As it grows, it molts. Then it says the larva, where are we? Sorry. The larva makes a hard protective case around itself. It is now a pupa or pupa. When the insect is a pupa, it does not eat or move. And then it says on the bottom, an adult ladybug breaks out of its case. The ladybug now has wings and elytra. It can fly from place to place. Okay, so wow, there's a lot of steps there that we want to keep straight because we want to know them, right? So we're going to make a timeline. So a timeline is just a line that has some dots on it, and we can put them in order. Okay, so watch. First, it's an egg, right? We saw that in the book. First, it's an egg. Remember, its mommy lays its eggs, and they look like that. Okay. Then out comes a larva. And what does a larva do? It's that's right. A larva hatches from the egg, and its body looks different from an adult ladybug. And it eats and grows bigger and bigger. So I'm going to write that a larva eats and grows. See, I'm adding that to my timeline under the part that says larva. Okay, so what happens next? Then as it grows, it begins, it says, to molt. Molt? Like, what's that about? Molt. So write the word molt because that's the next step. It begins to molt. That means that it builds a case around itself. I'm going to write that so I remember. It's a hard case around its body. So I added those words. Okay, and then after that, it becomes a pupa. Right? And you see what I'm doing? I'm not going to finish this right now, but like you see, I'm putting everything in order. That way I can read this and remember it the right way, in the right order. That's something that you can do. Make a timeline when you're reading about something that happens in order, like step by step. Okay, so I'm going to teach you one more way. Are you ready for it? Okay, here we go. The last thing that we're going to talk about is something where you feel like you're reading facts and they're making you have thoughts. Okay, so when you feel like you're having lots of thoughts in your book, you can create something called a T-chart. And I'm sure that some of you have seen T-charts before. They're just a chart that look like the letter T. And on the part on the left, we're going to put facts. And on the part on the right, we're going to put thoughts. You see that? That's what my T-chart looks like. See, it looks like a big letter T. Where are we? T. And on one side, I'm going to put the facts. And on the other side, I'm going to put thoughts. Okay, so watch. I'm going to read another piece of information from insect bodies. And I'm going to try and add facts and thoughts. Ready? Here we go. Let's go to this page. So this page is called Hiding from Predators. Hiding from Predators. Okay, so it says, did you know, can you see that? Did you know some insects, including the moth on the right, have dark, round markings on their bodies? The markings are called eye spots. Eye spots look like the eyes of larger animals, such as owls. They can fool predators. When a predator comes near, this moth opens its wing to show its 4 eye spots. The eye spots may startle the predator, giving the moth a chance to fly away. Wow, that's cool. Isn't that cool? So it kind of goes boo, right? So eye spots, that's a fact. Eye spots scare predators away. Eye spots scare predators away. That's a fact. So what does that make me think? That makes me think that it's a way to protect. And it makes me think that the moth is using its body to stay safe. The moth is using its body to stay safe. See that, how I added a thought? Let's read a little bit more. Here we go. It says camouflage. What is camouflage? Camouflage hides insects. Camouflage can be colors, textures, or patterns on an animal's body that hide the animal in its habitat or natural home. Look at these pictures to see the many ways camouflage hides insects, right? So it says the shape and color of this leaf insect's body look just like the leaf on which the insect is sitting. Predators may not see the insect. Yeah, you see, there's an actual insect right there, and he looks like a leaf. And so a predator who wants to eat him doesn't even see that he's there. So let's add that. A fact is the leaf insect's body looks just like a leaf. So what does that make us think? That makes us think that, what does that make us think? That makes us think that the leaf insect needs to be around leaves, right? Because if it went away from the leaves, it wouldn't be as safe. So the leaf insect has to stay by leaves. And it's using its body too to stay safe. See that? See how I'm having thoughts right there? So that's so important when you're reading nonfiction, to be thinking and have lots of thoughts about what you're reading. Okay, so we just learned 4 different ways to use writing to help us in our reading of nonfiction. Okay, and so it's not up to the teacher to tell you what kind of writing to use. It's really up to you. And you want to think about what you're seeing going on in your book so that you can make the right decision about which kind of writing makes sense to use so that you can think and keep all those popcorning ideas straight while you're reading. Okay? Try that out, and I'll see you next time.